Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio. Today we're going to be talking about the fact that The Lost Symbol has been canceled over at Peacock just after one season, and the fact that Peacock has actually lost $1.7 billion, and yes, that is billion with a B, over the course of 2021. But before we get into that, guys, just remember that at least one of my videos every week will not be available on the YouTube channel. It will only be available on the BitChute and Odyssey channel. So if you are watching this on YouTube and you have not subscribed to me on the other platforms, you should do so, because you are not getting everything that I put out. So with that out of the way, guys, let's get right into this. Coming from the Hollywood Reporter, and we're going to be talking about The Lost Symbol first. The Lost Symbol was canceled after just a single season. The drama based on Dan Brown's novel made its way to the streamer after initially being developed for NBC. Peacock is stopping the search for The Lost Symbol. The NBC Universal-owned streaming service has canceled the drama series based on a novel by Dan Brown after a single season, and the Lost Symbol is actually the third Robert Langdon book. You know, it's actually really funny how the adaptations have come. So the first adaptation was of the Da Vinci Code, which was the second book. Then they did an adaptation of Angels and Demons. Then they jumped ahead to Inferno. And now they've gone back and done The Lost Symbol. The news comes about 2 months after the show's 10-episode season concluded. Quote, we were so proud to bring this action-packed mystery thriller to our members and enjoyed watching this compelling series unfold with a satisfying, complete story, Peacock said in a statement. We're grateful to executive producers Dan Dworkin, Jay Beatty, Dan Brown, Brian Grazer, and Ron Howard, along with CBS Studios, Imagine Television, and UTV, for bringing this international best-selling novel to life. The Lost Symbol, originally titled Langdon, is a prequel to author Brown's Da Vinci Code. I don't believe The Lost Symbol was a prequel to the Da Vinci Code. I'm talking about the book. I'm not talking about the show. I read The Lost Symbol back when it first came out, and I swear it's a sequel to the Da Vinci Code. I don't think it was a prequel. Following Robert Langdon, played by Ashley Zuckerman, who, following the kidnapping of his mentor, seeks to solve a series of deadly puzzles and stop a global conspiracy. The 10-episode season covered the events of the novel. Had it been renewed, future episodes would have branched off into new escapades for Langdon. The series was originally developed at NBC, which gave the project a pilot order in early 2020. It moved to NBC Universal sibling Peacock in March 2021, landing a series order then. The Lost Symbol premiered in September 2021 to middling reviews. The Hollywood Reporter's Daniel Feinberg called it a swing at a blockbuster franchise that rises no higher than acceptably bland. Per the usual MO with streaming platforms, Peacock didn't release any detailed viewing data for the series. Imagine TV, whose film counterpart produced 3 feature films based on Brown's novels that star Tom Hanks as Langdon, produced The Lost Symbol with CBS Studios and Universal Television. Dworkin and Beatty adopted Brown's novel and executive produced with Brown, Grazer, Howard, Sammy Kinfalvey, Anna Kulp, John Weber, and Frank Siracusa. See, and I actually want to point out this problem here. Where is it? Here we go. Had it been renewed, future episodes would have branched off into new escapades for Langdon, and this is where I have the problem with it. I don't mind that they want to do a show that's completely centered around Robert Langdon, but why didn't they just make the Lost Symbol a miniseries? You know, you want to make a 10-episode miniseries that covers the events of the book, because let's be clear, if you tried to make the Lost Symbol into a movie, you'd have to cut a lot of information out. The exact same thing happened with Angels and Demons and Inferno, especially, is that so much information had to be cut out that it actually harmed the story, and so much so with regards to Inferno, that the movie pretty much made no sense. It felt like a rush job. So just do the miniseries on The Lost Symbol, have the 10 episodes, and great, and then have a second series, title it something completely different. And I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of the most recent Robert Langdon novel. Came out a few years ago. Go ahead and do that, and then make that a 10-episode miniseries. So you can have kind of like a True Detective, where like each season is a different storyline. But on top of the Lost Symbol being canceled, it was reported that Peacock lost $1.7 billion in 2021. Despite Peacock having 9 million subscribers by the end of 2021, the streaming service still lost NBC Universal and Comcast $1.7 billion. NBC streaming service Peacock's losses grew to a staggering total of $1.7 billion by the end of 2021. The service was officially launched in July 2020 during a time that most of the globe was still stuck at home during the early COVID international lockdowns. The service offered exclusive streaming for many popular NBC shows once their streaming agreements with other platforms lapsed, including the fan-lamented moment when The Office was removed from Netflix in January 2021. Peacock was also home to certain day-and-date VOD releases of 2021 theatrical movies from Universal, including The Boss Baby Family Business and Halloween Kills. Their exclusive programming includes original series like the musical comedy Girls 5 Eva and the teen drama One of Us is Lying, as well as series based on their IP, including MacGruber and the updated Da Vinci Code prequel series The Lost Symbol, which just got canceled. They also rebooted several dormant series from the 90s like Punky Brewster, Saved by the Bell, and the upcoming dramatic retelling of Fresh Prince titled Bel Air. Personally, I'm not interested in that Bel Air series, so this is probably gonna be the only time that I'm gonna bring it up. Don't give a fuck. So if anyone wants me to review Bel Air, I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna do it. Per Variety, Comcast reported its quarter 4 earnings this week, and the numbers for Peacock are looking dismal. Although the service had 9 million subscribers for their paid platform by the end of 2021, with their revenue reaching $778 million, they spent almost $1.5 billion on streaming content, among other costs. At the end of the day, their loss doubled from 2020, and they are now $1.7 billion in the red. Peacock's current plan is to double down on spending on their original content and focus on expanding their paid subscribers while enticing new ones to the platform. Over the course of the next few years, NBC Universal and their parent company Comcast want to be spending $5 billion a year on original content. If they can continue to scoop up their popular properties from other streaming services as well, they may be able to boost those numbers over the course of several years. Things still aren't looking good for Peacock as a competitive streaming service, however. Streaming content was at the top of the food chain in 2020 when out-of-home entertainment options were sparse due to the closure of movie theaters, theme parks, and many other venues. The pandemic boost helped Netflix series like Emily in Paris and Bridgerton reach the top of the charts. Likewise, Disney Plus, which began debuting its live-action Marvel Cinematic Universe series during a time when most theaters still weren't showing new blockbuster films, is now among the top streaming services in the market. Peacock will have to make up for a lot of lost ground as theatrical distribution continues to show signs of life once again. Now is Peacock, is Peacock being threatened to is Peacock threatened to be shut down if I can talk today? No. The fact that, Peacock is owned by Comcast, who have so many fingers and so many different pies, not only do they have the cable, they are an ISP, an internet service provider. They also own Universal Pictures. They can afford for Peacock to sort of be a loss leader. And also remember, boys and girls, that Comcast was actually one of those companies that was an early adopter of on demand. So is Peacock gonna go under? No, but I would argue that them canceling the Lost Symbol probably wasn't a good idea, because what other original shows do they really have at this point? Sure, they still have Saved by the Bell, which is not reviewed very well. They still have, Punky Brewster, which isn't reviewed very well. What's another one they mentioned? Oh, they have the the revival of Fresh Prince of Bel Air that they're going to do as a drama and just call it Bel Air. I expect that to go over like a lead balloon. So in reality, what else does Peacock really have? I would argue that they really have nothing to lose by making a second Robert Langdon series and just hoping for the best. Okay, the Lost Symbol didn't work out that great. I never saw it because of the reviews, but they can still turn that ship around, because in reality, you know, what else do they have, and what else do they really have coming up? So, you know, do they want to just take a chance and make a second Robert Langdon series? Or do they want to develop that reputation early on that it's just a one and done? You know, it's like with Netflix and their original shows. How many people will not watch a new Netflix show unless if it has at least 2 seasons worth of content, just because of how many shows were prematurely canceled in their first seasons? So guys, let me know down below what you think about the Lost Symbol being canceled. Does NBC Universal and Peacock have anything to lose by making a second season, or was this the right call? And guys, I'm going to go ahead and truly end it right here. If you stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you've been following me long enough, you know I am terrible at ending these videos, so I will just see you guys next time.